it's me. How are you this morning? Everything seems to be live, so fingers crossed. Yes, it's live. So, how are you this morning? It is a glorious morning here. We're going to get lots of EV charging, I think, because the sun is doing its thing. So, if you saw me over on morning Claire, if you saw me over on Instagram, I did a quick story to let you know that we are using that side the Sparkling Sunflowers bundle. Morning Mary, morning Shaz. So yes, sparkling snowflakes. Sparkling sunflowers are my team. Hello Anne. Hello Karen. Oh, good morning, my Tuesday friends, says Karen. So yes, sparkling snowflakes. It's a bundle, but it's a bundle with a punch. Gotta love a punch bundle. They're my favourites, frankly. I love dies, but I really love punches. They are so quick. So we're not using any dies today. We are just using a trimmer, stamps, ink and paper, and ribbon, obviously, and punches. Hello, Christine. 10 p.m. in Australia. Wow, that's dedication. So, sparkling sunflowers. So, I'm going to be saying that all the time now, aren't I? Sparkling snowflakes. Let me flip the camera down. Morning, Jane from Georgia. So, this is the stamp set. Let me get another light on. There we go. So, this is the stamp set. There's 3 different designs of snowflake with a backing for each. So, you can do like a halo. Oh, how exciting, Shaz! Shaz's dog is about to have puppies. Yay! Hello, Deborah from Michigan. 12 a.m. in New Zealand. Like midnight, I'm guessing. That's ridiculous. Hello, Anne. And yes, I hope I act as something to help you sleep. Now, the thing I love about this Sparkling Snowflakes stamp set is that we have got winter greetings rather than Christmas greetings. Now, here's the thing. So, as kids, sadly both my parents have passed away now, but as kids, we had birthdays right the way up until the 1st of December. So my mother was on the 31st of October, I'm the 1st of November, my father was the 1st of December. So Christmas didn't start until December in our house. So I love that we've got some winter greetings. Hello, New Day Crafting the Mindful Way. Good morning from Maryland. Don't know your name is the only thing. Let me know what your actual name is, because that would be nice. So we've got winter greetings, let it snow, make the season sparkle, and for you. So really good non-Christmas greetings. Hello, Leslie. How are things with you? I know it's really exciting about the dog. Puppies. I remember when my parents' dog had puppies, and it was, I was the only person who wasn't at home, pretty much. I thought, well, maybe my father was at work. I was at work. My brother managed to be there. Perrette? Hopefully Perrette. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Right, so I have got plans for what we're making today. It's really quite worrying. So I don't know whether this translates, and I've lost the box. Oh, there it is. So certainly in the UK, people will recognise After 8 Mints. Your husband's birthday today, Christine. He's 65. Whoa. Happy birthday to Christine's husband. So another winter birthday. See, logic says that half of the birthdays will be in cooler months, and a quarter of them will probably be in the 3 months running up to Christmas. Just saying. I mean, it probably doesn't work like that, but hey. Thank you, Perrette. Good. So After 8 Mints, these are certainly in the UK, a staple. Now, I have to say they are my least favourite chocolate, only because I can't eat chocolate, and because they are mint and chocolate, Even the smell of chocolate really makes me feel quite queasy. Mint makes the smell of chocolate travel. So I'm not a great fan of these. They're kind of okay in a box, in their packet, but not otherwise. So I got the idea for the table gift that I'm going to make with them from the mini catalogue. I'm being honest, you know, why reinvent the wheel? They used Ghirardelli, are they Ghirardelli? Chocolate squares. Oh, I'm sorry, Leslie. That's not good. Not good. Well, I hope things improve. I mean, frankly, it sounds like they can only get better. So yes, so this is the one that I made to begin with. So this uses, you haven't seen After Eights for a long time. Do you know I had to search for them? I made, so for my Winter Meadow class, which is the one for October, which is, you know, gone, I wanted to do table gifts and I wanted to use After Eight mints. I had to search high and low. Waitrose don't have them. Sainsbury's fortunately did. But you can use other things for the table gift that I was doing for that particular class. But anyway, After Eight mints. So they say they're delightfully minty, dark chocolate thins. Goody. So yes, so this uses the, I can't remember what it's called, paper. The Snowflake Magic Specialty Designer paper, which is this. And I used, for this one, I used the kind of speckle paper, which is white with silver. Most of it is Lost Lagoon, and it is indeed a Lost Lagoon piece that I'm going to use. Now, so this piece of paper is 7 inches by 2 inches. I'm using Imperial A because that's the age I came from, and B because this is a tag topper punch, and this gap is 2 inches wide, and it just happens that 7 inches goes round an After Eight mint really well. Now I need to bring in a piece of that, only because it then catches my bits. So I'm just going to punch both ends. This is so quick, it is almost embarrassing. However, I don't know why I'm putting that down there. So that's more or less the whole thing done. So you want to then fold this in half so that your bits line up at the top. I am going to use a bone folder. Now obviously if you're using, is it Ghirardelli chocolates, those little squares, you'll have to adjust the measurements, but you know, it works for an After Eight mint. I'm bringing in from the annual the Lost Lagoon ribbon. It's called Bordered Ribbon, for no better reason than it's Lost Lagoon. I do have a few of the After Eight mints left. These are safe in my room because, as I say, I can't eat chocolate, so it's fine. I have found that it does help if you just add a little bit of seal to the back of your chocolate, and then, actually, I'm not going to put that on yet because I've just remembered I wanted to stamp. So, stamp protector, let's get that out of the way. Just for a bit of difference, I'm going to heat emboss in silver. Oh no, actually I'm going to use white. I was going to use silver, I'm going to use white. Heat emboss in white. A couple of snowflakes, and they're going to go off the edge. So we're going to be, you know, doing this sort of thing, but they'll be going off the edge, not in amongst the punched snowflake. So there we go. Bit of that, bit of embossing buddy. That's part of the embossing additions kit in the annual catalogue. Versamark. I'm going to go there, and going to, let me get my spoon. Now, Stampin' Up news. We've got new online exclusives available for customers and actually for demos, because there are some things that we were allowed to order early, but not everything. Did I stay up until 11 o'clock last night to order it? Yes, I did. Have I got it on expedited shipping? Yes, I have. So as soon as the newer items, as in the ones we haven't been able to show you so far, arrive, I will obviously show them to you. So, where's the cheese board? There's the cheese board. Let's get the chocolate out of the way. Let's get both of the chocolates out of the way. Right. Okay, so apologies, noise coming. Oh, I love embossing. Embossing is just the most beautiful thing in the world. Right, so going all out on my order, absolutely. Well, there is a reason for that. I'm part of a design group and we're doing the new online exclusives, and I think everybody's going to be using the ones that we already had, and I thought it would be nice to not. Leslie's just ordered 2 new standalone stamp sets, the Great Background set and the Sentiment set. Brilliant! So you mean the one with the textures, the background set? The one that do you remember Gorgeous Grunge? Loved Gorgeous Grunge. It was one of my first stamp sets to order. And it retired, and there was never anything that was quite so good. I'm hoping this will be the replacement for that. Sadly, because it's an online exclusive, it won't be around forever, but hey-ho. I'm just going to pop a couple of glue dots. Oop, there. And the other side. Oh, I've got 2 glue dots together. Ooh, how exciting. Siamese twin glue dots. Oops, come on. There we go. So that closes, and yes, I know I haven't got the mint in there yet. The textures, woof, love. I have to say, Shaz, I did order other things as well. It was quite a chunky order. I'd been waiting for the online exclusives to go live so I could put in a big order. So, yes. Hopefully they will arrive tomorrow, because I ordered in time that they should get picked and shipped today. Fingers crossed. So that is the basic thing. And then, now let's hope that this fits. This was the white organza glitter ribbon that is similar to the Night of Navy and Gold ribbon that we've got as part of the Oh Holy Night suite. Currently the ribbon is not available to order in Europe. So yes, that's what that is. And so there are these 2 little holes that are just at the top of the punch, which you can, if you're very lucky and very gentle, pop some ribbon through like that. Now I always keep my ribbon attached to the reel until I know how much I need. Yeah, large orders, it's quite useful to expedite, particularly if you've got a reason for expediting it. And we are in the lucky situation in Europe that we have flat rate shipping. So hello Nora. So any size order, standard shipping is £6.95 for the UK and £7.95 for Europe. And then therefore our expedited shipping, which is either picked first or actually expedited, they're also flat rate, so it's actually quite economic for Europe to do that. So that's that. Now you can of course add some embellishment if you wish. She says, hoping she's got one to hand, which she has. So let's add some embellishment. I haven't added any to this yet, but I'm going to. So I'm going to add one of these to the centre. I'm just going to pop my bone folder in there so I can press against it. Oh, they might, well, whether they'll put the texture set in the annual catalogue, I think it's unlikely. Leslie, I love your theory that they've never actually retired. There will be, at some point, because we keep asking for it, there will be an official retiring date, because those of us who run this as a business and therefore don't want to use retired items sell what they don't use. So that's got the little trio there, and what do they call them? Faceted Gems Trio Pack. So that's got the Lost Lagoon one, and I think this I'm going to add. Actually, I don't think that one warrants it because we haven't got a snowflake really in the middle, so I won't add a thing to that. So that's our table treat. So there we go. So that's, as I say, really quick, really easy, fun, and you know, for an adult dinner party, I think that would be quite a fun little addition. Right, okay, so next up I thought I would make a tag. She says, having not actually planned this, but I'm going to get there. Right, okay, so I'm going to make it a big tag. And I'm going to start, not with that, I'm going to start with, what have I got here? That'll do. So I'm going to start with, this piece of card is 5 inches. So let's call it 5 inches. I'm going to cut it at 3, I think. Now, if I remember correctly, which I may not. No, that's not the one I want. I thought we had a corner punch, which I think we do, I just can't find it at this precise moment. No, not in there, I don't think. No, okay, that's fine. We're not going to worry about it. Right, so this is 3 inches across, and we're going to call it 5 inches in length. And I need a hole punch. Obvs. So I need to mark the centre of my thing. Hello, Lorna. Thank you, I'm glad you like them. So I'm going to mark the middle of my tag, just there. So I've just come down a wee bit, because obviously we do need, let's get the hole out, there we go. We do need somewhere to attach, something to attach our tag to. This is ordinary, not thick white card. Just our standard white card because it is only a tag. Right, so what I'm now going to do is I am going to pop that to one side for the moment, because what I want to do is mark at 3/4 of an inch. no, half an inch and half an inch. Ooh, you can't really see what I'm doing up there, can you? Because the ruler's out of the way. I'm using the lines on the grid paper to mark half an inch in from everywhere. And I also want to mark the bottom. Do I want to mark the bottom? No, I don't. Used to be indecisive, now not so sure. Right, so I'm just going to line those two marks up on my track and cut. And cut. So we have a basic tag shape, and it's a nice large tag that we can do stuff with. Right, so I need, not that, that's what I need. Hopefully I've got some silver in here. So this is the adhesive backed glimmer paper that apparently I can't get hold of. Don't think I've got any small bits of silver. No, I haven't. Small bits of gold, but not small bits of silver. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a 2-inch strip like that. So this is going to be the beginning of where I'm going with this. So again, let's bring in the... That is quite stiff, but it does go through. So that's actually going to go down the way, and I will re-punch that hole. Oh, that's annoying. That's fine. It's fine. So I'll punch the hole in the foil once we get to that point. Not foil, this is glimmer paper. Right, so I also want a piece of that. I want a scrap of basic white, that will do. So I want, I'm pink, therefore I'm spam. Where's my, there it is, my Lost Lagoon. So I'm sticking with Lost Lagoon for the moment. Where did I put it? There, I put it there. And I'm going to use different sized snowflakes. I think I'll use that one. That's that one. Yep. So, C blocks. Ooh, I haven't prepped this. Let's prep it now. Need to give it a key. So let's prep this one before I use it. So I'm just going to rub this on my hand just to get any finish off from the manufacturing process off. So stamp off and stamp. And now I actually did this the wrong way round. I should have done this one first, and I will explain why in a moment. Oh, it worked. Right, so I'm going to do it again just to show you. So this one, full strength, nice and dark. This one, stamped off. Much easier to see the full strength through the stamped off than it is to see the stamped off through the full shape.
Oh, bless you, Shaz. Please show your support for Liz by giving a thumbs up and sharing with your crafty friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting the bell. Yes!
Thank you, Leslie, as well. So just as a tip, if you're going to do this layering, if you do the full strength first, it's much more likely you'll be able to see what you've done. Now, I think, yep. So this is the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. This is available as an online exclusive. We used to have it as a standard item, but it's now an online exclusive. So that's, as I say, 1 3/4. And then I also want a piece of vellum, and I'm going to go silver, and I'm going to go with the large. Is that the largest? I think it is. Let me just check that will fit. Just. Okay, so this is the largest of the Snowflakes. Embossing Buddy. Versamark. Stamp. Oh, thank you, Karen. Karen has hit the like button. Now, when you are embossing vellum, be really careful, because vellum embosses really quickly. Just saying. And I've got embossing powder everywhere. It's fine. I have one of these cloths that picks up fluffy fluff. Right, okay, so back to our cheese board and our heat gun. Morning, Sherry. You've missed one thing so far. As you say, you can watch it on replay. So this melts really quickly on vellum. So just be aware of that. So wafty waft. Right, okay, so while that is setting, I am going to start building this up. So I want this to be about yay long. So let me, about yay long. Let me grab these are non-stick scissors. I'm actually going to cut it there and then trim it once it's in place. Ooh, actually, let me just, there we go, grab, I'm just going to add a bit of blending. We will be doing some more blending. So with my blender brush, so I'm just coming in from the sides, just so that it's not quite so white. Hello, Susan. Now, the thing you always have to remember when you're making a gift tag is that you do want to be able to write on it. I've seen some really lovely gift tags made of all sorts of things that you really couldn't write on. Having said that, a gel pen is quite useful if you're writing on a darker colour, but do just bear that in mind. I'm not too worried about what the middle of this is going to look like, because I'm going to cover it up with my glimmer paper. I just want to get some obviously blended colour. Ooh, so while I remember, and just in case you don't follow me on Instagram and were wondering where things were, you will remember that a few weeks ago I did something to my ankle, and we didn't know what. It got better in almost no time at all. I think it was 3 or 4 days from being unable to put any weight on it at all to it being fine, but just being slightly wary of it. Yeah, gout. It was gout, so that's fun. Right, let's just punch this. This is the 2-inch circle punch, also an online exclusive. Happily, the GP has said let's see what happens. It may be that it was a one-off. These things do happen. So fingers crossed it was just one of those things. But who knows? So yes, so we do now know what the problem was, which is quite useful, really. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop this back onto inch-wide grid paper, which is this side, because I want, actually let's do it that way. I want to know where the middle is, and the middle is here, obviously, where the hole is. So I'm going to go up a wee bit, because I don't want it, I want to be able to trim it away. And I also want it to be long enough that I can see that it's straight. There we go. And because it's self-adhesive, all I have to do is, it's not great news, but it may have been a one-off. They're not putting me on any medication yet. They're going to see if I have another flare-up. I've got Big Bertha painkillers just in case. So I will be carrying those in my handbag for the forthcoming few months. All they've said for the moment is to drink more. I mean, I drink quite a lot anyway, but I'm just going to make sure I drink even more than normal. So that's the basic thing. And then let's get, I want to be able to see through my hole punch. So lining it up with where the previous hole was, like that. So we've now punched through the silver as well. Let's get rid of that before it decides to stick to something that I don't want it to stick to. Right, okay, that's rubbish. So we have got a couple of snowflakes. I think I'm going to go that way. I am going to do a sentiment. Before you wonder if I've forgotten about the sentiments, I had. I've just remembered them. So I think, I mean, for you, seems obvious, but I'm actually going to use Make the Seasons Sparkle. That one. Just prep that. Bit of Lost Lagoon. There we go. And yes, I'm going to fussy cut it. There's a surprise. Hello, Carol. Don't worry, you're never late. Yeah, I'm hoping it was a one-off. I mean, these things do happen. I had a kidney stone many years ago, and they said it may be the only one I ever have. So I've obviously got a bit of an issue with uric acid, but they had to wait for 6 weeks after the flare-up, so that the crystals that go into your joint then dissipate into your bloodstream. And it takes about 6 weeks, so that's how they then decide whether it was or was not gout. The reading was quite high. So, yeah. But, as I say, I clearly have a bit of an issue with uric acid. So, it's fine. I'll just increase the amount of water I drink. I don't drink that much alcohol, so that's not an issue. I mean, they say don't drink more than 14 units of alcohol in a week. God, if I drank 14 units of alcohol in a week, I'd be on the ground all the time. On a heavy week, I probably only drink maybe 8, and that would be a heavy week. Oh, and they say, make sure you have at least 2 alcohol-free days in a week. Yeah. If I have 2 alcohol days in a week, I'm probably pushing the boat out. But anyhow, even on my birthday I didn't drink that much. Right, okay, so we don't want to cover this up too much, is, you know, a thing. That I am going to use over there, because then I can use stuff behind. So I need some seal. So I'm going to use my sentiment as a way of hiding adhesive on my vellum. Now there are some useful places that you can hide adhesive anyway on the vellum, so it's not a huge deal. That I'm just going to stick flat, and I'm actually going to use Seal Plus because I'm sticking onto the glimmer paper, so I want a really strong adhesive. So that goes there. Don't always go for straight. Since cancer diagnosis, I have had Q ounce of Prosecco. Don't know what the Q is. Now, when I was going through chemo, I was told by one of the nurses that, frankly, chemo day was a day to have a drink. You know, after the chemo, not necessarily with the chemo, but he said, why not? So I kind of did. But hey ho. So I think I'm going to have to cut those down a wee bit. I can manage one more hidden. So let's go up there. 1 ounce. You've had 1 ounce of Prosecco since you were diagnosed with cancer. Good grief, I'm impressed. I think I'd have had 3 bottles. I mean, I did, probably. So I'm just hiding these behind the heat embossing. It's one of the reasons to do heat embossing on vellum, if you want to add a vellum layer, is that you can then hide adhesive behind that heat embossing. It's a really good disguise. And the last one I am going to put, let's have a look. I am going to put there. Right, okay, so let's get rid of our backing papers. Make the season sparkle. And then I'm going to use some of the, what's it called, silver and white. There's an original name for a silver and white ribbon. I'm going to use some of the silver and white ribbon. So I'm going to pop that through. Give it a reasonably long tail. I flagged both ends, but let's give that one a bit of a sharper flag. And I've got some of, again, this is an online exclusive. I'm going, oh, actually, also an online exclusive. Actually, that wasn't an online exclusive. This is the online exclusive, she says, trying to find it. The silver, there's a silver and gold narrow ribbon, which was an online exclusive. Can't remember if it's still available. So I'm just going to wrap that round once. Gosh, that's a long tail, never mind, it's fine. Like that. Wine was a trigger for a migraine. Ooh. Yeah, I never had wine as a trigger for my migraines, fortunately, but I do enjoy a gin and tonic. One of my team, after our team retreat, bless her, in fact, we've done 2 no, she sent me one gift after my uplines weekend away, gin glass, and then after our online retreat recently, she sent me the gin to go in it. I think she might have sussed me quite well, just saying. Right, so that is our tag with lots of sparkle. Good night, Christine. I hope you sleep well, and thank you for joining. While I remember, and Christine reminded me that people do watch on replay, if you are watching on replay, remember that you can still interact by leaving a comment below the description bar, and I will get back to you. I'm up to date with my replies. I know, mad. So, next up, and this is quite a lift from the catalogue, just saying, I have got a piece of, let's pop that there, a piece of, thank you Sherry, it is very sparkly. It needs to be because it says make the season sparkle. So this is a half sheet of Lost Lagoon. I have got a piece of vellum that is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So that goes there, preferably without the bit of glitter behind it. I've got a piece of the Winter Meadow paper, and I'm going to be stamping on that. I've already punched a piece of the glimmer paper, and I'm going to punch a piece of Lost Lagoon. So let's start by doing that. So it's just 2 inches wide and an arbitrary length. It's just a piece that was, longish, but not too long, because what I'm going to do is layer these two together. As I say, this is a complete lift from the catalogue. So I'm actually going to do that now. No, I'll just peel that and that'll be fine. I was thinking, shall I trim the top off first or not? And the answer is not. So, there we go. Do love self-adhesive. So again, I'm going to line this up on inches and just find a midpoint, which is about there. About there. So I'm lining up the points of this snowflake against the points, the void of the points on the other snowflake, like that. And then just trim that top bit off, again, non-stick scissors. Oh, just kicked something under my desk. So that will ultimately be going there. However, before then, I am going to do some stamping on here, and it's actually going to be stamping and embossing. So let me just make sure that my stamps are clean when I need the other one as well. So I want to make sure that I haven't got any coloured ink on before I start. I don't think I've sprayed this morning. Hello, Kate! My lovely friend Kate is on. Kate and I are meeting up on Thursday. She and I meet up quite regularly, but we're meeting up with, there's going to be 5 of us. We're having a get-together with our upline, and we're going to have lunch up in Covent Garden, which will be fun. So, yeah, can't wait. Hello, Carol. Right, okay, so I am going to go, actually I'm going to do a mix of white and silver. So, embossing buddy. Lots of embossing buddy. And I'm going to ink up all of the stamps, because Versamark doesn't dry particularly quickly, particularly on a stamp. So let's do all the inking at the same time. And then, so I'm going to have a bit of fluff. I'm going to have quite a big thing there. So actually I'm going to start by stamping there, and that's going to be white. So it will become a lot whiter than it currently is. So it's going to be here, so I'm going to stamp that one there, and that one is going to be silver. So I booked my ticket for the train to go up to London, and rather sadly I have finally got round to buying a senior citizen rail card, which I do find slightly depressing, but it does save a lot of money on tickets, particularly when they're off peak. So that's the silver one, and then we just got, no, that was that one. Then we just got this one, which I'm going to have, ooh, coming off the bottom, I think. And that one's going to be white as well. Right. And while we're at the heat embossing, let's give it a flip. While we're doing heat embossing, I am going to grab a scrap of thing and Winter's Greetings. Alcohol triggers your atrial fibrillation. Ooh. You have Nosecco. I have tried Nosecco. It's a lot better than it used to be. I mean, back in the day, these things were horrible. I'm going to go white for this. But heat embossed, obviously. I mean, I say obviously, we do have a white pigment, that's the word I'm looking for, pigment ink, but it's not as white as heat embossing will be. I always like to do 2 layers of embossing powder, just in case the first one didn't take, or there were gaps. Right, cheese board. So we'll start with this, and then we'll move on to the paper. There do have to be perks for getting older. I mean, happily or unhappily, I was actually entitled to a senior citizen rail card 4 years ago. So that's that. Now let's bring this in. Right, but it's one of those crazy things that I mean, I've used the train a couple of times since I was entitled to a senior citizen rail card, and every time I'm booking a rail ticket, my husband says, "Why don't you get a senior citizen rail card?" And we then talk about the fact that I so rarely use the train. Is it worth it? Well, I could have saved so much money already had I used my senior citizen rail card sooner. So I have now bought a 3-year, because it's cheaper if you get 3 years, senior citizen rail card. Because, you know. So I'm not doing particularly exciting fussy cutting for this. I'm just doing fussy cutting. Nearly there. And then I've just got one more card, which we should have time for, before we finish. And I've even written, this is sad, I've even written the blog post. So my website's updated. Sorry, I'm so excited. But I've got a new design on my website, so do go and have a look. The link is below in the description bar. Certainly when this goes up as a replay, it will be below in the description bar. I'm so excited by it. It's really quite sad. I am going to use a reasonable amount of seal because this has been heat embossed, so it is a bit wibbly wobbly. I would normally use liquid adhesive on something that's been heat embossed, but because I'm sticking it to vellum and it's a live, I'm not. Oop! And what I can do is show you how to replace your thing. Just in case you didn't know, I'm sure you did. Hello, Marjorie. You use your Tesco vouchers for your 2 together. What a great idea, because that's another discount card. So senior citizens travel really cheaply on all forms of transport in Oz, do they? Okay. Now, I take these to pieces because that bit is recyclable. In the UK, I hasten to add, the other bit isn't. So, look at the state of this, it's filthy. I might treat myself to a new case one day soon. Anywho, right, so London Underground, or London Transport I should say, that's quite loose, it'll tighten up. You travel free if you live in London, but I don't, so hey ho. Now, I thought I had cut that. Oh no, I hadn't. Yes, right. Sorry, I'm mumbling to myself. Can you tell stalk from mutter? There we go. So if I press that down really well, and then I'm going to use more seal, and again I'm going to use quite a lot because can you see it's taking the lumps from the heat embossing. So I am going to use quite a lot more seal. And again, you can use liquid adhesive for this, but it will take a while to dry, which on a live, not the best idea. Oh, and this weekend, whoa, scrapbooking, yay, scrapbooking weekend with my friends. I've got so many events to scrapbook. It's going to be amazing. Right, so that's going to go there. And we're going to have a bit of fruit. So some of this I'm going to have coming out the side. In fact, probably under my winter's greetings. So let's do that. Now I have cut a little, let's let go of that for a moment. I've cut a little nick in my reel because this has a life of its own. So I've cut a little nick there. So I've got somewhere to tuck the end, otherwise it'll go everywhere. No idea what I'm making. It's a card, Kate. On stages this weekend. Sadly, I didn't know that until after I had committed to going to my scrapbooking weekend. So no on stage for me. Right, I'm going to add a little bit of Seal Plus. But yes, on stage will be epic. And of course, anyone who joined in October with the amazing joining offer that we had then will get to go for free So I'm just, right, okay, so I want it coming out that side. So that's going to go there. And just want that end hidden, like that. And then we're going to use some little hoofa-doofers, dimensionals, also known as. And we've already got a cut there, so no, not those scissors. Those are my newly cleaned scissors, so I'm going to cut some little bits to go there. Ah, you saw a shaker card. No. No. What I do need to do, however, is stick this down. I'm going to go up a wee bit. There we go. Oh, whoops. Let's not skid that, eh? That's going there. I will trim that off in a moment. But this then goes there, preferably straight. There we go. These bits I can stick down with little dots of glue. Now what I normally do at this point is put a block on top. What I am going to do is trim this off the top, and then I will put the blocks on top while we finish our last card. So let's right. So there and there, and then I'm just going to pop that under a block, or a punch actually, as I have a punch to hand. Right, last card. We're changing colour scheme. We are going mauve. Shades thereof. So this is, I want to say, Gorgeous Grape. Yep, Gorgeous Grape. Could have been Highland Heather, who would know? So, half a sheet. And I have a piece of, there we go. I have a piece of basic white. And I'm going to bring in my thing, and I have a mauve brush, but the first thing I'm going to do is some more heat embossing. And I'm going to do again white and silver. And this is actually going to end up as quite a simple card. As in, it's not going to have lots of layers and things. So I'm going to pop some silver on first. Where's my spoon? Where's my spoon? Obviously we're going to need more than just 3 snowflakes, so we will be getting more than just 3 snowflakes. So more. again, these are going to be silver. So I'm going to heat emboss those, and then we're going to come back and do some more embossing. So noise. Gotta love watching this. Right, so that's my first layer of embossing. And now, Bigorra, let's put the lid on that. We're going to do some more. So I am going to put some more embossing buddy on, just in case. And ink up my stamps again. Going to get white. Sorry, I just turned around and one of our neighbours has a white cat. I've probably spoken about this before, who seems to spend most of its time with us. I think because cats are rare in our village. This is a dog village, so as cat owners we are fairly rare beasts. And further down our track, ooh, I've just put my thumb in one of the snowflakes, never mind. Hopefully it'll be all right. Further down the track there is another cat, and it's a white cat and spends most of its life in our garden, annoying our cats who do not like it at all. But yeah, it's having a whale of a time outside my door. Right, so that's that. Let me just ink up again. I definitely want some more. It's just which one and where do I put it? Do I have room for them there? Not really. I was thinking I could overlap them, but I'm not convinced overlapping them is a frighteningly clever idea, because they're just going to melt into each other. So I'll not be doing that. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. There is such a thing as too much. So, spoon. Lid. Right. Okay, last blast of embossing, preferably without the piece of fur. Oh, I've done it again. must stop doing that. Preferably without the fur in the mix. So okay, so whilst that is setting, I am going to grab, whoops, more than I had anticipated apparently. Glimmer paper. Now this is an online exclusive. It is not self-adhesive, but it comes in Pretty Peacock. I want to say that's Petal Pink. It is Petal Pink and Highland Heather. It is gorgeous. So I am going to cut a layer of this. Like that. I am going to gut it. So I'm going 1/2 inch all the way around because I don't want to waste a tiny piece of this because it's gorgeous. If you're working in metric, I would suggest 1.5 centimetres or thereabouts. Obviously it does depend to a degree about how large the piece of card you're putting on top is, because the whole idea is that you don't see that this bit's missing. Right, okay, so this should now be dry or set. I have got Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia. I'm going to start with Fresh Freesia. Gosh, you've all gone terribly quiet. You're watching, I'm guessing. So this is Fresh Freesia. Sounds like there's someone outside. It's probably my husband talking to the white cat. Knowing him. Oh, it's clouding over. It mustn't cloud over. I've got to charge the car. So, Fresh Freesia, tick. Kate's still here. I thought she'd gone. No, that's not the one I want next. That's Gorgeous Grape. So I'm doing it in darkness order. So this is Highland Heather. And yes, I'm using the same brush because I'm going from dark to light. And last but no means least, Gorgeous Grape. Right, okay, so where's my cloth gone? Where's my cloth? I have Okay, that's worrying. I had a cloth, not that cloth, I had a different cloth. There it is, on the other table. Right, so this is just an old face cloth. I'm just going to rub over with this because that will take the ink off the embossing. So the white will become white. Now obviously you can do this the other way round. You can do the background and then emboss over the top. You do get a different effect, and you do need to make sure that your background is incredibly dry. Listening while making breakfast. Kate's listening while crafting. Thank you, Sherry. That's very kind. So yes, you do need to, if you're doing the background first, you need to be very aware that you could end up with embossing powder sticking to the ink because it may not be fully dry. So doing it this way means that that shouldn't happen. Right, okay, we need a sentiment piece. So, no, that might be a bit of glimmer paper too far. We'll try it, but we'll see. Right, so I am going to use, where's my stamp set gone? There it is. You could see the mess. We've done season, so let's use Let It Snow. Which is about the only stamp we haven't used, really. Oh, it's a little baby block. My little A block. Right. Gorgeous grape. Let it snow. Then, in my lightest colour, which is Fresh Freesia, I am going to ink up. I'm just going to see just how light that is. Do I want it? Yeah, I want it second generation, so let's stamp off. And now let's go straightish. Let it snow. You're very welcome, Karen. Yeah, I mean, use what you've got. Just because I'm using new, you forgot the technique. I know, isn't it a great technique? And one does forget these things. So this is the 1 3/4 inch punch. And I think it's going to be a glimmer paper too far, but I'm going to give it a go. So this is the glimmer paper with the 2 inch punch. Ooh, it might work. Right, so this is the same size as this, and the reason for me doing that is because I don't like this look on the edge where the edge is that bit darker. Not all the time anyway. So I am going to trim it down, and I'm going to trim it down a reasonable amount. I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off each edge, so 1/4 of an inch in total. Yeah, this paper, the ink on this paper is still quite wet. I can feel it the way I'm handling it. It is still wet. So if you did this technique the other way round, as in you did the inking and then the embossing, no, that's fine. Had a little panic there that I had trimmed away too much. You're going to need to use a lot of embossing buddy and be very careful not to catch the embossing powder on where you don't want it. So for me, that is a cleaner look. It's minimal, but for me it's a big deal. So we're going to have that, and I'm just wondering if is that a glimmer paper too far? And I think it is a glimmer paper too far. So let's take that out. Let's use that. What I might have hanging on. No. What I think I've got hanging around is, and I've got some of our silver foil paper, which comes in a pack with, actually, I'm going to use the same size punch. So I'm using the 1 3/4 again. And what I'm going to do is offset it like that, just to give it a bit of a lift. So I'm going to use tear and tape by Shaz. Oh, did I miss Shaz going? Oh yes, she's off. I'm assuming she's off to deal with new puppies. I'm so excited for her. I do love a puppy. I was brought up with dogs. I know we've got cats and I love our cats, but I'm kind of a dog person really. But hubby is very allergic. I mean, hey, I'm allergic to the cats, but you know, hey, such is life. Ooh, have we? No, we haven't. We haven't, so let's not bother. I had a brain moment. Come on. This is where I should get my other take your pick with the new tool, which is perfect for pulling up tear and tape. Oh, those of you, if you are watching, who have ordered the rustic advent calendar for the kit along, those should be going out today, all things being equal. So, and they're going tracked. Right, card base. Get rid of that. And then, where's my seal gone? There it is. Ooh. Now, because I've gutted, I highly recommend not putting adhesive there, because if you do that, you may end up with this bowing in and it showing that you've gutted. So this I'm just going to offset a little and grab some dimensionals, or in this case dimensional edgings. Ooh, the wind's picking up. Going to make for an interesting walk this afternoon. We don't need 4, but hey, we've got 4. So there we go. You need to finish it by Thanksgiving, do you, Karen? Do you know I haven't even made it yet? My sister-in-law, who, bless her, has been having fairly torrid time with surgery. I mean, it was a horrible operation she had to have done. She has made the kit, and she doesn't do crafting. She said it was amazing. Right, okay, so I am going to grab those, because I think, oh, actually, maybe not those. I'm going to find, let's go back to basics. Back to, ooh, except those are quite nice as well. No, that's not what I thought it was. Either those. Okay, so here's the thing. Am I going to use the red and green adhesive back gems, which are also gold and silver, so silver, or rhinestones? There's the thing. I'm thinking rhinestones because we're talking about sparkle. I mean, we're not talking about sparkle, but I think I'm going to go rhinestones. But yes, I have got to make the advent calendar so that I know how to make it. I mean, it's easy, but yeah. So I'm going to kind of go for it with these. I haven't used rhinestones for I do not know how long. And they're gorge. Or is it just me? I love a rhinestone. Ooh. Come on, off you go. Thank you. gotta love a rhinestone. Apart from anything else, it can fill in those awkward places where you wish you had stamped a snowflake. I'm going to leave it at that, I think. Sherry says rhinestones. Good. Right, so quick recap. She says, trying to find the other card. There we are. So, 2 cards, a gift tag, and table gifts. So there we go. Let me just pull those down so you can see everything. That's the tag. Let's have the table gifts there. There you go. So, 2 cards, a tag, and a table gift. And I know we've overrun by 20 minutes, but hey! Yeah, rhinestones are good. So, thank you very much indeed for joining me today. Thank you, Kate. Leslie's been colouring rhinestones in Night of Navy for your Christmas cards. What a great idea, using a blend. Thank you, Carol. So, let me flip the camera back up. Hello, it's me. So, thank you very much indeed for joining me today. I know we overran. Hey, it's what happens when you're enjoying yourself. Do remember, if you haven't already, a thumbs up is always appreciated. If you've got any questions or comments, those go below the description bar if you're watching on replay. And, oh, bless you. Thank you. Thank you all. So, yes, have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go and have my lunch and post this over on my website. Should go live later today because I've done most of the work for it already. I just need to do the photos. So thank you very much indeed, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now. If I can find my end screen, always fun. There we go, I've found it. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Tara. Oh, Tara, I didn't know you were here. Thank you all very much. Bye for now.